From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Monday morning. Right now we're tracking this area of showers from Connell all the way down to Hermiston. This is pushing off towards the east and northeast. And then this area of snowfall that's lining up along the ridge line of the Blue Mountains. Wind gusts have been a little bit of a factor this morning in the Kittitas Valley, gusting out of the north and west between 15 to 20 miles per hour. They're gusting out of the south and west in the southern blues, but these winds definitely going to be a lot stronger a bit later today, especially in the Kittitas Valley and in the Blue foothills of Morrow County. Visibility starting to get a little bit worse now for the Blues and the Cascades, so that's a new development, something we're going to be tracking, but for lower elevations, still some pretty good visibility. Temperatures around freezing in Ellensburg and Yakima, but above freezing in the lower valley, in the lower Columbia Basin, and in the Blue foothills, but yeah, maybe a little frosty or obviously snowy up in the Blue Mountains or in the Cascades. So for today, for lower elevations, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. It's definitely going to be wetter in the foothills as opposed to the basin or the valleys, and mountain snow going to be likely. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. Mountain snow likely both today and tomorrow. Then once again, this round looking a little bit more intense for Thursday and Friday, and temperatures staying steady over the next 7 days. Lots to talk about on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, a substitute teacher no longer allowed to teach in the Richland School District after someone alleged the sub made a Nazi salute in the classroom. We have the details coming up.
And Yakima police released the name of the officer who hit a woman walking in a marked crosswalk. What officers are saying about this incident.
And a plane carrying hundreds of deported Venezuelan criminals was ordered to be turned around by a judge, but the Trump administration defied that order. And we have what the White House is saying this morning. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Monday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. We have a lot of news and weather to get to this morning.
That's right, we do.
As we are learning more from the Richland School District and their decision to no longer allow a substitute teacher to teach in their classrooms. A parent says that she notified the school after her daughter reported the teacher showed the class a Nazi salute several times.
That's right, and the Richland parent, Madison Jennings, says her daughter was in her college prep class when the teacher brought up their grandfather had fought in World War II. Jennings says her daughter and other students reported that it made them uncomfortable, and she says when she reported the teacher to the school, the district began an investigation, and that she learned from other parents and children that this was not the first questionable thing the substitute had been involved in. Jennings says when it comes down to it, this kind of behavior has no business being in the classroom or out in the public in the first place.
This hate, this racism is becoming so normalized, and this is just like, this is just one overt act, but there's a million ways that the racism is showing up in our community right now. This is about more than the Richland School District. This is about every single human being coming together and recognizing where we are as a country and doing better. Like we cannot tolerate hate in any capacity, and we have to do better.
The substitute teacher is no longer allowed to teach in the district, and that's according to a statement released by RSD on Thursday. And Jennings says while she is thankful the school responded, she wants them to point out what happened in the classroom and not just call it inappropriate behavior. There's no word yet from the substitute on the allegations.
Yakima police have released the name of the officer who hit a woman walking while she was crossing the street last week. Police say Officer Walter Bullock was attempting to make a left-hand turn at the intersection of North 1st Street and Staff Sergeant Pendleton Way, and that's when he hit the woman in the marked crosswalk. The 44-year-old was treated and released from the hospital, but her dog died at the scene.
I think it's important that people know that officers do make mistakes. We're human after all, and they may not be issued tickets, but the administrative penalties are much more severe than what a ticket would cost us. So I would just ask that the people be understanding and not cast too much judgment.
Now, Yakima police are conducting the administrative review. Washington State Patrol is handling the independent investigation, and officials say that when situations like this happen, the officer is not placed on administrative leave.
A Pasco man is charged with felon in possession of a firearm. The video that we're about to show you is file footage of a police raid at Classic Towing last year. Court officials say the owner of the tow company, 59-year-old Socorro Jesus Lopez Spindola, was charged Friday after being arraigned. Court documents say Pasco police detained Spindola for connection to an investigation into a robbery, extortion, and threats to kill back in November of 2024. Pasco PD then got a search warrant for Classic Towing, and officers found a loaded .22 caliber revolver in Spindola's desk drawer.
A local murder case from more than 50 years ago was just solved. Franklin County Sheriff's Office says back in 1971, 60-year-old Iva McDonald was found dead in her home off Sylvester Street. Over the years, officials interviewed about 14 suspects and made no arrests. One of the suspects, though, was Samuel Evans. They interviewed him in 2013. He was in the Walla Walla Penitentiary for a number of other crimes at the time, including murder. And then he passed away behind bars. Now, through the latest forensic techniques, officials say Evans' DNA was found on a device used in McDonald's murder, and McDonald's family has been notified.
New information this morning, the Moses Lake Police Department has arrested at least one person who they claim was involved in a road rage shooting that sent the son of a longtime Washington lawmaker to the hospital. 32-year-old Monty Dent was shot near his Moses Lake home on March 8th, and Dent is the son of Washington State Representative Tom Dent, who serves the 13th District. According to the Moses Lake Police Department, Dent says he was involved in a road rage altercation and people in the other car shot him before driving away. At least one person has been arrested, but there may be more to come. The investigation is ongoing, and Dent has since been released from the hospital.
6:06, and the board of directors of Heritage University in Toppenish has announced that they have appointed their fourth president, Dr. Christopher Gilmer. Dr. Gilmer has served as president of West Virginia University at Parkersburg and West Virginia University Potomac State College. He has also worked at 3 historically black colleges and universities, and on July 1st, he will be taking over for Dr. Andrew Sund, who has led the school for the past 8 years. And the Waitsburg School District in Walla Walla County just selected their next superintendent and elementary principal. Monty Sabin is a Washington native with 26 years of administrative experience, including as superintendent. Sabin's first day will be announced soon by the district, pending contract negotiations.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a plane carrying hundreds of deported Venezuelan criminals was ordered to be turned around by a judge, with the Trump administration defying that order. And we have what the White House is saying in response to that judge's order. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
And at 6:07, giving you that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. We're going to check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He'll have your first alert forecast when we come back.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down.
We were starting a business from the ground up.
People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
Spring is in the air and creativity is blooming everywhere at Custer's 26th Annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Join us as over 150 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this a must-see event. Single-day admission only $8. Tickets on sale now at CusterShows.com. Custer's Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco.
It's the Blue Compass RV Spring Blowout Sale. Pick your RV, pick your payment. With new RVs from $97 a month. Every RV comes with a 1-year VIP membership to RV Complete. A $5,000 value. Visit us online or in store today.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
It's the 3-degree guarantee from Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather and Legends Casino Hotel. When Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth gets the high within 3 degrees, $25 is put in the jackpot. If he misses, someone wins. From Legends Casino Hotel and Apple Valley News Now.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is a cold start out there as we have 20s and 30s in Kittitas County, 27 for Snoqualmie Pass, technically 1 degree above freezing for both Ellensburg and Vantage. Then in the Yakima Valley, the upper valley, we're below freezing. For the lower valley, we're above freezing, 34 for Toppenish, 37 for Sunnyside. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, all of us above freezing, so likely too warm to see any frost out there. Then in the Blue Foothills, 30s and 40s, cutting it pretty close to 32 degrees in Heppner, and we are either at or below freezing in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, 32 for Cabbage Hill, 30 degrees for Ukiah. Here's your day planner for lower elevations. The best chance of rainfall today in lower elevations is going to be in the foothills. Definitely much smaller chances in the basin. I'm thinking the valleys are going to be mostly dry. Should see in the basin and in the valley, should see a decent amount of sunshine as we head into this afternoon. So for today, seasonal and breezy, winds gusting out of the north and west. The strongest wind gusts between 35 to 40 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County and in the Kittitas Valley. And then for tonight, mountain snow still likely, still breezy and windy, and the strongest wind gusts will continue to be in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County and in the Kittitas Valley. We have another storm system that we're tracking specifically for the end of this week into Thursday and Friday. I'll tell you how much snowfall we're expecting with that one, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 6:12 in your national headlines this morning. The White House is explaining why it deported a group of Venezuelans over the weekend, even though a judge ordered the flights to be turned around. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the latest.
This morning, the Trump administration denies it violated a judge's order after deporting hundreds of alleged Venezuelan gang members.
The executive branch defying a federal court order raises the stakes enormously.
Just after 6 p.m. Saturday, planes carrying more than 200 Venezuelan prisoners left the U.S. after the administration invoked the Alien Enemies Act, a law from the late 1700s that allows the government to deport non-citizens without due process during wartime. Less than an hour later, a federal judge temporarily blocked the president from invoking the law and ordered the planes to turn around, saying any plane containing these folks that is going to take off or is in the air needs to be returned to the United States. But the planes never turned around, and video shows the alleged gang members being marched into prison in El Salvador yesterday. Critics argue the administration defied the judge's orders, but the White House argues the judge has no jurisdiction over the president's conduct of foreign affairs, his authorities under the Alien Enemies Act, and his core Article 2 powers to remove foreign alien terrorists.
The statute says you may go after enemy aliens when there is a declared war with a foreign government. The statute was never intended for a situation like this.
However, the law has precedent. In 1948, 3 years after the end of World War II, the Supreme Court upheld President Truman's decision to deport a German national as an enemy alien, ruling it was not up to judges to decide what constitutes wartime. Another deportation in recent days is in the spotlight. Protesters are demanding the return of Dr. Rasha Alawi, an assistant professor at Brown University who's a kidney transplant specialist. She reportedly had a valid visa, but was detained last week at Boston's Logan Airport after returning from Lebanon. Federal officials not commenting on why, only saying our CBP officers adhere to strict protocols to identify and stop threats.
Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
6:14, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will be back with your full first alert forecast as we give you that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal Cam at the Apple Valley studio here in Kennewick. We're back right after the break.
Car wreck, I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
What's great about basketball? Almost everything.
What's not great about basketball? The term three-pointer.
Boring.
Instead, let's just call them triple plays.
Check it out. Hit it, Steve.
Roberts has it, fires. It's a triple play.
It actually works.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Complete coincidence that that's also the name of where we work.
Not engineered by marketing, no way.
Hi, I'm Stacy Lee, and I'm inviting you on a holidays vacation tour. Join me as we experience New England's fall foliage, October 2nd to the 10th. Our journey begins with a tour of historic Boston. We then travel to New Hampshire's White Mountains to admire the spectacular colors, before ending our vacation in New York City with an included Broadway musical. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword Apple Valley, to request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
The Subaru A Lot to Love event is here, which means it's time for some spring cleaning at McCurley Subaru. And this March, your trade is worth more than ever. Right now, we're giving you an extra $500 off any vehicle purchase when you trade in a vehicle, plus special event savings on every new and pre-owned vehicle. And with exclusive low-rate financing, driving home a new ride has never been easier. Get to McCurley Subaru today, where your trade is worth more this March.
Car wreck, I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
Why, Mikey? Good evening, everybody.
To make great newscasts, you need great resources and an experienced team.
We begin tonight with breaking news coming up.
Wendy Redman has been a leader in broadcast news for 20 years plus.
Monique Ledesma is
Wendy breaks big stories, produces special reports that make a difference, and brings the news home to you each evening.
It's sometimes dramatic, but always informative.
Wendy Redman, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee, Apple Valley News Now at 5, 6, and 6:30 on your side.
Always on your side.
Kraken, Blackhawks, pregame at 5, Tuesday on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to track this area of showers from Ritzville all the way down to Heppner, honestly a little bit further to the south and west of there, but this continues to push off towards the east. Also a separate area of snow showers in the Blue Mountains. But let's time all this out with Futurecast. We put this into motion, and around lunchtime, that's when scattered showers start to become a bit more widespread. And during the afternoon, evening, and overnight hours, it'll mainly be these chances of snow showers for higher elevations and mostly dry for lower elevations, albeit precip chances will be better in the foothills as opposed to the valleys or basin. During the wee hours of the morning on Tuesday, snow will start to dissipate in the Cascades, but will ramp up in the Blues. And that same area of snow should wind down in the Blues by the late morning, and the rest of the day should be mostly dry from that point on. And so our weather overall going to be kind of ho-hum into Wednesday and Thursday, but as we head into, as we head into Thursday and Friday, that's when we're expecting that next significant wave of snowfall for mountains, at least the next significant potential of it. So here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 36 hours. 3 to 6 inches for White Pass and Snoqualmie Pass, 5 inches for I-84. Not a lot doing for US 395, but maybe upwards of 10 inches for Oregon 204 at Tollgate and Spout Springs. That's likely where we're going to see the biggest impacts from snowfall over the next 36 hours. Again, like I said, just to clarify, Thursday and Friday, that's going to be the next significant storm system. Another one as we head into Saturday and Sunday. But for Thursday and Friday, maybe more feet of snow for Cascade Passes, 2 to 6 inches for Blue Mountain Passes. Keep in mind, this is an early snowfall forecast, so these numbers will change. Then into Saturday and Sunday, early indications are that this is not going to be a very impactful storm system at all, but it's something that's going to be on our radar. High temperatures staying mostly seasonal, if not trending a little bit warmer than that as we head into this weekend. Okay, here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances today, more small rain chances Wednesday through Sunday, with the wettest day being Friday. In Yakima, small rain chances return Wednesday and Thursday, wetter Friday, then mostly dry this weekend. In Ellensburg, windy today, small rain chances Wednesday and Thursday, rain likely Friday, mostly dry this weekend, although shower chances trending up a little bit more for Sunday. In Hermiston, a small rain chance today, little ticky-tack shower chances Wednesday through Sunday with slightly better potentials on Friday. Then for Walla Walla, rain and even some storms likely for today. You can say that again for Thursday, and then more wet weather possible after that. Now you're taking a live look at the wet pavement in Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado. See your community Chevy dealers.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing Neurostim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At Neurostim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
In 1997, my father-in-law, John Ramsey, started this business. We took it from 2.5 acres. Now we're 22 acres.
What separates us is you're not just a number when you walk in the door.
Professional, on time. They answer all my questions.
If you're looking for a high-quality trailer at the right price, this is the place.
It feels like a home away from home.
I can guarantee when you buy an RV from us, you are part of the Broadmoor family.
At Broadmoor RV,
we make camping fun! Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee Weather, Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, Dollywood is kicking off its 40th anniversary celebration. I didn't know it's been that long.
Yeah, Dolly Parton's popular theme park located in Tennessee's Great Smoky Mountains opens to season pass holders on Friday. Then the general public can visit starting on Saturday. So to mark the special anniversary, the season will begin with the I Will Always Love You Music Festival to celebrate the art of songwriting.
And if you've never been to that part of the country, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, beautiful. It's got to be on your USA bucket list. But Dollywood is also adding a new restaurant and parking lot as part of a multi-year expansion.
Josh, have you ever been there, Dollywood?
I've never been to Dollywood, but I've been to
that part of that area.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, some good news for Ted Lasso fans. The Emmy-winning comedy is coming back for a 4th season.
I audibly said yes when I was on my couch and I saw this news
Ted
come
Lasso,
down.
oh, yeah.
The return comes nearly 2 years after season 3 wrapped up. Apple TV Plus making the announcement Friday, to the delight of fans.
Jason Sudeikis is back to reprise his role as the lovable UK-based football coach. Sudeikis, in a podcast interview, said he'll be coaching a women's team this time around.
And he'll continue to serve as an executive producer and co-show developer, and the full cast roster has not been announced yet, nor has an exact air date for the new season.
Well, I'm excited for all of it. The Feel Good Show has won 13 Emmys, including Outstanding Comedy Series and Lead Actor for Sudeikis.
How cool. And I haven't really seen the show too much, but I have visited that part in London, the Richmond area. And apparently it's got a lot of traffic now because of that show.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I had the little cookies that he apparently makes.
Oh, the biscuits.
Yeah, the biscuits. Apparently that was big and popular. So I'm like, I'll just get these and take them for someone who's a fan.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We're only 3 months into 2025, and the U.S. has surpassed the total number of measles cases for all of last year.
And coming up, we have what health departments in Washington and Oregon, what they're reminding the public about, and that is coming up in your next half hour.
I just turned 37 and I found a lump. By the time that I had it checked out and was able to get in and see a doctor and all that, I was at stage 3. Part of the reason I think that I didn't go get it checked out right away is that I was really scared. When I got the call, it was gone. It was such a huge relief. Even if you don't feel that it's in you, that you have a lump or you have a reason to get checked, you are a woman, get checked.
Buy a new air conditioner in March and get the furnace for free, plus a free thermostat, air filtration system, and a 12-year parts and labor warranty. Buy now and pay nothing until next year. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a 24 Bronco Sport 4x4 Wild Edition for just $299 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn, Bulldog Tough.
Bleeding gums are a key indicator that you suffer from gum disease. They're also an early warning sign for over 20 serious medical disorders like diabetes.
If you already have diabetes, gum disease can make it more difficult to control by increasing blood sugar levels. A1C levels drop dramatically when treating gum disease and improving nutrition. Gum disease bacteria returns in only 21 to 60 days after a cleaning. This is why consistency is key. Do not put your healthcare at risk. Here at Avanta Dental, we have the knowledge and capabilities to effectively optimize your oral health.
Spring is in the air and creativity is blooming everywhere at Custer's 26th Annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Join us as over 150 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this a must-see event. Single-day admission, only $8. Tickets on sale now at CusterShows.com. Custer's Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night, tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points. The Tempur-Adapt features innovative technology, so you get deep, undisturbed rest all night long.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us and joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, it is St. Patrick's Day. We've got our green on. You are not allowed or able to have your green on because you're going to key out with the weather wall.
Yes.
But someone get lucky with that jackpot with the 3-degree guarantee, or no? Or you got lucky?
No, I got lucky.
Got lucky.
Well, I didn't get lucky. That's skill. That's skill. Anyway, eventually we're setting it up to where eventually someone's going to get a lot of green.
Yes.
I'm eventually going to get it wrong. It's just inevitable.
No, don't say that.
It is.
Because you nailed it.
That's how weather works. Okay, our 3-degree guarantee is sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. I went with the forecast high of 55 in Pasco Tri-Cities on Friday, and once you know it, it verified right at 55. So the jackpot went up to $300. So here are the stakes for today. Very high stakes. I'm going with the forecast high of 56 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 53 to 59, the jackpot goes up to 325. But if that doesn't happen, if my forecast goes bust, then the jackpot and all $300 could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, right now, speaking of green, we're seeing some more of that exiting the Tri-Cities, starting to get into the Blue Foothills, and this band of showers really spanning from Ritzville all the way down to Heppner and points to the south and west of there. Also some snow showers in the Blue Mountains. Winds have been a factor this morning for the Southern Blues and for the Kittitas Valley. For now, it looks like they're calmer, but a little bit later today in bulk, they'll be out of the north and west. They'll be pretty gusty across the map. Visibility continues to be tough up in the Cascades. We're kind of teeter-tottering on that in the Blue Mountains, but for lower elevations, good visibility. Okay, now on to temperatures around freezing in the Kittitas and upper Yakima valleys, but above freezing in the lower valley, in the lower Columbia Basin, and in the Blue Foothills, but below freezing for the Blue Mountains and up into the Cascades. So it could be a little frosty in the valleys, and of course it could be a little frosty, icy, or snowy in the mountains, depending on which mountain range. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Maybe going with the raincoat for this morning, light jacket weather a little bit later today. It's going to be mostly dry for the basin and valleys, but better chances of rainfall in the foothills. I'll have more to say about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. 6:31 and traffic news out of Pasco for you drivers. The Sandifer Parkway and Broadmoor Intersection Improvements Project is now underway. It's all a part of the city's Broadmoor development area. The city says that the project will help traffic flow through that area by including left and right turn lanes. It'll also extend Sandifer Roadway to the west side of the Broadmoor Boulevard intersection. It will also have some widening of the roadways, and the city is implementing a specific lane for pedestrians and cyclists only.
That way they don't have to get in the way of traffic. That would avoid them having directly being impacted by the traffic as they're using those facilities. Provide a corridor for the future aquatic center that will be in the Broadmoor area, and so this project will help facilitate traffic to and from that facility once it's completed.
Right now, the city says they don't anticipate any road closures because of the project, but drivers can expect some shifts in traffic, and the project should wrap up by the end of the year.
In a follow-up this morning, a Yakima County Superior Court judge has denied a request by Mayor Rachel Ruelas for stricter restrictions on her protection order against recall petitioner Ruben Olivares. The mayor asking the judge to ban Olivares from City Hall and council meetings, claiming he violated the order by addressing her directly and being disruptive at the February 25th council meeting. Now, the video shows the mayor repeatedly interrupting a council member, then Olivares shouting from the audience to ask Mayor Ruelas if the city ordinance criminalizing meeting disruptions applied to her as well.
Obviously, someone being disruptive or trying to
point something out is difficult. I can see that. I don't think it crosses the line for Mr. Olivares to be completely restricted from city council, or going to city hall.
Now, the judge did warn Olivares to remember the restrictions in the protection order and make sure that he doesn't cross the line.
6:34 in health headlines this morning. We're only 3 months into 2025, and the U.S. has surpassed the total number of measles cases for all of last year. The CDC says so far this year there have been 308 cases. Last year in total there were 285. Now, the Washington Department of Health says children must be vaccinated before they can begin school. The same goes for kids in Oregon. According to the Catholic Medical Group pediatric director, in 2000, measles was considered to be eradicated in the U.S., but now it's back.
Even though in the United States we were not seeing it, now we go around the world and things come back to us. So that factor, combined with the slow decrease in total number of children that have received all their routine immunizations, creates an environment where now we can get outbreaks and it can spread.
CDC says after getting the first MMR vaccination, you are 93% protected from the measles. After the second, you are 97% protected.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a Washington community is dealing with a coyote problem. And this comes after a 4-year-old was attacked by one. With the details on that story coming up in just a few minutes.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
Do it all with Steel Battery. Double your runtime. Get a free extra battery with select Steel tools. Shop in-store and online.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess, nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting them to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Wendy Redman is a leader in broadcast news. She breaks big stories, produces special reports that make a difference, and brings the news home each evening.
It's sometimes dramatic, but always informative.
Wendy Redman, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee, Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Next live, Tim Allen from Shifting Gears. Plus, from Only Murders in the Building, Davine Joy Randolph. And keep your memory sharp with brain coach Jim Quick.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. These highs going to span from the mid-30s to the mid-50s, just kind of depending on the microclimate. Winds racing out of the north and west upwards of 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. And snow is going to be likely today up in the Cascades. Then in the Yakima Valley, dry for today, a mixture of sun and clouds, and breezy with winds gusting out of the north and west upwards of 25 miles per hour. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, these winds gusting due west, out of the due west, up to 25 miles per hour. Highs also in the mid-50s. Can't rule out some low-end shower chances, mainly before 11 this morning. After that, it should be a dry day. In the Blue Foothills, these highs spanning mid-40s to low 50s. It's also going to be breezy / windy with winds gusting out of the west upwards of 40 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County in particular. Colder up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains with temperatures near 40, and mountain snow also going to be likely in the Blue Mountains for today. Okay, now let's talk about the snowfall surpluses and deficits we're running in all of our major basins. And you can see we're running a deficit in the upper Yakima Basin, but a very subtle surplus in the Natchez Basin, much better surpluses in the Umatilla Basin and in the Walla Walla Basin. These two basins in the Blues, these two basins in the Cascades, so definitely more work to be done in the Cascades, but thankfully we have more snow on the way, especially for the Cascades. I'll tell you how much coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 6:40 now on this Monday morning, and a Washington community is dealing with a coyote problem after a 4-year-old little girl in Bellevue was attacked by a coyote. Her parents say that she walked up to it thinking it was a friendly dog. Madeline Attili tells us what her father did as that wild animal grabbed his daughter.
On the mat. Gray and white like a husky, the same size as a dog. And then my daughter opened the door. Cheng Tong was just steps behind his 4-year-old daughter, Lena.
She about to paddle the dog at that time, and with just 1 second, the coyote just bite her hand and try to drag her. That time she was dragged into the ground.
The whole thing over in seconds, inches away from their home.
First reaction, I was thinking to yell it and try to scare it away.
It worked, and Lena went to the ER for a rabies shot.
Under the palm, there's a minor wound.
Now he'll keep his gate closed and talk to his young kids about coyotes.
And we may have some weapons or like a stick or a knife somewhere handy.
The incident Tuesday, the 5th close call in Bellevue in the last week.
We had them come right in front of people's front porch where they got attacked inside garages. That's how bold they've gotten.
2 adults were bit in separate incidents last week. A group of kids were accosted by one at a bus stop on Tuesday.
We have officers in the morning coming out here when the kids get on the bus.
Officers say coyotes and other wildlife use green spaces like these to move through Bellevue near houses and schools.
It's all connected. There's good cover.
They killed one coyote they think is responsible. Another they say is still on the run.
If neighbor saw it, it's better for them to recognize it's a coyote, it's not a dog.
Scary situation. All right, 6:42 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. Giving you that live look outside from our Yakima Federal Cam at the Apple Valley studio here in Kennewick. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full First Alert forecast.
And the princess never felt the pee as the Summit made for a perfect night's sleep.
What was it like before? Never a mattress?
30 years ago, getting a mattress was pretty scary. Middlemen hawked spring-filled slabs, hardly fit for a dog, at prices like you wouldn't believe. And you'd barely sleep, what with bad foam and even worse support. But then, Denver Mattress came to town. They promised a better night's sleep, and they delivered. And it still holds true to this day. Denver Mattress. After 30 years, still the easiest way to get the right mattress.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride to clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck?
give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
This is my dad's superhero chair. My dad needed this chair because he had knee surgery when I beat him in basketball.
Meredith Furniture has superhero chairs that most people call lift chairs. They have any type of chair you need, supportive, stylish, and so easy to use. Find the perfect lift chair for your loved ones at Meredith Furniture, where comfort meets convenience.
Meredith Furniture on South First in Washington, right next to Hobby Lobby.
I have two options for you to take a look at. When it's time for an update or complete remodel.
Just watch yourself there. So here, guys, we're gonna rip everything down to the stud.
Rebath is with you every step of the way, from design and products to removal and installation.
Okay, what do you guys think?
We handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
I was a resident here. Think of me as one of you.
You're unbelievable, so unbelievable.
Prosser Memorial Health reminds you, watch Grey's Anatomy Thursdays. Prosser Memorial Health, this is how we care.
Hi, I'm Stacy Lee, and I'm inviting you on a holidays vacation tour. Join me as we experience New England's fall foliage, October 2nd to the 10th. Our journey begins with a tour of historic Boston. We then travel to New Hampshire's White Mountains to admire the spectacular colors, before ending our vacation in New York City with an included Broadway musical. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword Apple Valley, to request a brochure, watch a travel show, and book this tour.
If you value your freedom, thank a veteran. The dentists and staff at Lifetime Dental Care will be donating their time and services to provide free basic dental care to Tri-City area veterans. Saturday, March 22nd from 8 a.m. to noon. Lifetime Dental Care on Queensgate Drive in Richland.
Kraken, Blackhawks, pregame at 5, Tuesday on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We continue to track this band of both rain and snow. It's lower elevation rain, but higher terrain snow. But it's going from Ritzville down to Heppner, points to the south and west of there, and it's tracking off towards the east and northeast. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this in motion for the rest of today. And around lunchtime, we could have scattered showers that could start to become a bit more widespread. And during the afternoon, evening, and overnight hours, it'll mainly be these chances of snow showers for higher elevations and mostly dry for lower elevations, albeit precip chances will be better in the foothills as opposed to the valleys or basin. During the wee hours of the morning on Tuesday, snow will start to dissipate in the Cascades, but will ramp up in the Blues. That same area of snow should wind down in the Blues by the late morning, and the rest of the day should be mostly dry from that point on. And we'll keep it mostly dry for Wednesday, but then we have another storm system to deal with as we head into Thursday and Friday. More on that one in a second, but first, here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 36 hours. 3 to 6 inches of snow for US 12 and Interstate 90. Probably less than an inch for US 395, but up to 5 inches for Interstate 84. Around 10 inches for Oregon 204. So the biggest impacts from snow over the next 36 hours, going to be for Oregon 204 at Tollgate and Spout Springs. Like I mentioned, mostly dry for Wednesday in comparison to the next few days. Thursday and Friday, that's going to be a storm system. Saturday and Sunday, that's going to be another storm system we're tracking. So first, for Thursday and Friday, could have more feet of snow for a Cascade passes, 2 to 6 inches of snow for a Blue Mountain passes. But remember, this is an early snowfall forecast, so these numbers will change. Then for Saturday and Sunday, this one not looking that impressive at all. So I'm thinking the biggest pass impacts will likely be done by this weekend. High temperatures staying mostly seasonal, if not trending a little bit warmer as we head into this weekend. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances today, more small rain chances Wednesday through Sunday, with the wettest day being Friday. In Yakima, small rain chances return Wednesday and Thursday, wetter on Friday, then mostly dry this weekend. In Ellensburg, windy today, small rain chances Wednesday and Thursday, rain likely Friday, then mostly dry this weekend. In Hermiston, also a small rain chance today, a little ticky-tack shower chances Wednesday through Sunday with slightly better chances Friday. Then for Walla Walla, rain and even some storms likely today. You can say that again for Thursday, and then more wet weather possible after that. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Gene Hackman's will revealed.
Makes the world go round.
The two-time Oscar-winning actor leaving his $80 million estate to his wife and did not name his children. Investigators say Betsy Hackman died of hantavirus, a rare illness transmitted through rodents. Officials now say Betsy called a medical service the morning after she was previously thought to have died, and that timeline could now play a factor in the couple's wills.
If the information is as we believe it to be, that Betsy had passed away first, and then Gene Hackman had passed away almost a week later, then his adult children would have the strongest claim to the property within Gene Hackman's will.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we have new details on the investigation into the couple's deaths. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Alt, ABC News, New York.
My moderate to severe Crohn's disease
and my ulcerative colitis symptoms kept me
out of the picture. Now there's Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture.
Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi. Skyrizi is proven to help deliver remission
and help visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture? Ask your gastroenterologist how to take control of your Crohn's or UC with Skyrizi.
Control is everything to me.
AbbVie could help you save.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off with your national headlines. Can the Trump administration deport people without hearings, and will it obey judicial decisions? Legal battles could be set up by these questions, and this comes after deportations of alleged gang members over the weekend. It's up to a judge to determine if the administration violated a temporary restraining order, and if so, how to respond. The judge's order on Saturday demands the administration stop using the Alien Enemies Act to deport people without hearings. However, the White House says the judge does not have jurisdiction.
And in your business headlines this morning, your next bottle of wine could end up costing you more. President Trump's 200% tariff on European beverages is set to go into effect next month. Imported wine and spirits encompass 35% of revenue of all U.S. sales in the Alcar market. Trade groups warn that the price of cocktails and wine orders at restaurants could also go up. It's a good thing we live in wine country.
And Forever 21 has filed for bankruptcy again. It's the second time that it's filed in the past 6 years. The company citing increased competition from foreign retailers of fast fashion, like Chinese-owned retailers Shein and Temu. Forever 21 says it will hold liquidation sales at its U.S. stores, and it's trying to find a buyer for some or all of its assets.
In your health headlines this morning at 6:52, a seafood company in Washington state is recalling 2 of its popular chowders because they could be contaminated with botulism, which is potentially a deadly form of food poisoning. Sea Bear Company is recalling its smoked salmon chowder and its Ale House clam chowder. It's packaged in a 12-ounce dark blue pouch, and you should throw it away or contact the company for a refund.
Another recall, the brand Savage Pet is recalling large and small chicken boxes over bird flu concerns. The boxes were distributed to retailers in Washington and also in other states, and the FDA says people who fed cats this product should watch out for any symptoms of bird flu.
And at 6:53 here are the top 5 local things you need to know this morning as we're learning more about the Richland School District's decision to no longer allow one substitute teacher to teach in its classrooms. A parent says that she notified the school after her daughter reported the teacher showed the class a Nazi salute several times. The reporting parent says this kind of behavior has no business in the classroom or in the public in the first place. Through the district's investigation, they learned this was not the first questionable thing that the substitute had been involved in. No word from the substitute teacher on these allegations.
And the request for more restrictions on a protection order filed by Madton Mayor Rachel Ruelas against recall petitioner Ruben Olivares has been denied. Ruelas claimed Olivares had violated the order by addressing her directly and being disruptive at the February 25th meeting. The judge saying the behavior did not cross a line, but she did warn Olivares to remember the restrictions in the protection order.
Heads up for drivers in Pasco. The Sandifer Parkway and Broadmoor Intersection Improvements Project is now underway. It's all a part of a project to help traffic flow, including adding some left and right turn lanes and extending Sandifer roadway to the west side of the Broadmoor Boulevard intersection. They don't expect to have to close the road at any time, but there will be some shifts in traffic lanes, and the project should be wrapped up by the end of the year.
Another traffic alert. If you're driving through Richland today, expect detours for the Stevens Drive reconstruction plan. So Lee Boulevard and Swift Boulevard will be reduced to one-way lanes, and it's all part of the project, which includes pedestrian upgrades, and it should be done by September of this year.
All right, sports fans, Cooper Kupp is coming home. The Seattle Seahawks announcing it reached an agreement with the former Super Bowl MVP and Yakima native to join the team next season. Davis High School alum played college ball at Eastern Washington University. Contract with Seattle is for 3 years, and I know my mom would want to hear me say, she called it first.
She did it.
She did. She said,
she's a psychic.
It's happening. All right, 6:55 trending this morning. The March Madness is back. It is bracket season, and we now have a winner in the contest for the country's most popular regional slang terms.
Okay, slang terms. So the list included words like grinder, bubbler, or truthers, but the word that beat out all of them was my favorite word, y'all.
So Southern of you.
I love it. I use it all the time. So dictionary.com lined up a field of 32 of the most iconic local slang from all around the country, and they let people vote on them.
I think y'all is like a little bit more nationalized at this point,
I
just
hope
from my
so.
experience. But all right, anyway, 2025 Spring Sling Showdown started with words including nor'easter, skedaddle, yonder, and hankering.
I use a lot of those
and
too.
in the final round, Stoked from the west was beaten by y'all from the south. I think
Stoked is kind of national.
I think these are all pretty
like
national.
I'm stoked.
Nor'easter?
Okay. I'm stoked, y'all.
Come on.
Okay, for the full list of words and how they fared in the competition, it can all be found at dictionary.com.
I use skedaddle.
That's I like skedaddle.
Not nor'easter, yeah.
You that's a weather term.
That's a weather thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, biased
how about we skedaddle on over to the weather?
That was a good one. Yeah. I'll try. Let's see. I'm stoked for some of these more mild temperatures that we're going to have into this weekend. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the radar for this morning. That band of rain and some snow mixing in from Ritzville all the way down to Heppner. This continues to move off towards the east and northeast. Wind still gusting out of the north and west in the Kittitas Valley, out of the south and west for the Blues and for the Blue Foothills. These are all going to swing out of the north and west a little bit later today, and they will be stronger. Visibility still being impacted in the Cascades and in the Blues and in the Blue Foothills, but no fog to speak of in the valleys or in the lower Columbia Basin. On to temperatures now, right around freezing in the upper valley and the Kittitas Valley, but just too warm for frost in the lower valley for the basin or for the foothills. But of course, it is that cold in the mountains. So for today, seasonal stuff. The best chance for lower elevation rainfall is going to be in the foothills, and not as much in the basin or in the valleys. And we have a lot of chances of mountain snow this week. We'll just leave it at that.
That's right. And thank y'all for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Oh, going back to our roots. Good Morning America is up next. We'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5.
And y'all have a great day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Skedaddle on out of here.